So today we'll be solving a valid parenthesis question. So you are given a string S containing these characters and you have to determine whether the input string is valid or not. So the condition for valid given is that open brackets must be closed by same type of brackets. So if this is a bracket, then the closing bracket should be this. Open bracket must be closed in the correct order. So it's not like this. This is incorrect. Every closed bracket must have a corresponding open bracket at the same time. These are the conditions. Now let's go to the example. So if you see the examples here, so input given is both these two bracket at the same time. So output should be true. Uh, Here again, it's output is true because each bracket of this type is followed by open bracket of this type is followed by closing bracket, and the order of closing is correct. This is false because here we have a different type of opening bracket, and this is the different type of closing bracket. So this will be false. Also, you have let's say input like this, again it will be false. Or if you have some input like this, and only one round bracket in there, again it will be false. So I think we are pretty clear on the question. Let's move to the solution. So the idea behind the question is we have to track uh, the braces for their matching. So let's say there is a one opening bracket is there. We have to track if there is any closing bracket for that bracket or not. Let's say if there is a closing bracket we found, we have to simply discard those uh, bracket, because let's say we are checking for another opening bracket, so we don't know, and we came across another closing bracket. So we don't know whether this closing bracket has already been matched with any opening bracket. Either we have to track that, for that we need some extra data structure to store. But there is a one data structure stack which pretty much do that thing. So if there is a matching, we can directly discard while iterating over the input. So let's say input is these two. So what we do is, if we have seen a match, okay, we'll discard it. So let's say you have a stack here. Whenever you came across a opening bracket, what you do is you simply push that into the stack. Okay, there's another opening bracket, you push that into the stack. Now you came across a closing bracket. So as per validation, any closed bracket should have an open bracket. Okay, so this is the open closed bracket. So we need to identify the if this is a closing bracket, so the subsequent or the direct value before it should be a opening bracket. So what we do is we pop from the stack. The stack has this item. We check if this uh, bracket is of same type of this closing bracket. If it is, we basically discard this value. Okay, so we have discarded this value. Now the stack has only one bracket is pending. Now we came across this as the input. Okay, and we again pop from the stack. Now stack has again this type of a bracket. We see, okay, this bracket is matching with this, then we discard it. Now finally, after iterating over the input, our stack is empty. Okay, so if stack is empty, that means all brackets have been matched with their corresponding brackets. So we return a value true there. Okay, now let's take another example here. Let's say our input is something like this: 1, 2, 3, and there are only two closing brackets. So how will the entry in the stack will look like? We'll have initially three entries. This is a 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Now we came across a closing bracket. We pop from the stack. We see, okay, it matched. Okay, it matched, so we'll pop from it. We came across second closing bracket. We pop from the stack. We see it's a matching. We'll pop from the stack. Now stack has only one entry. and our input has already been iterated. So we see if the stack is not empty, that means there is a one bracket which has been pending for which we could not be able to find a match. So the output would be false here. Let's take another question. For example, the input is something like this, or let's say different input like this. So the stack will have entry something like this. Now there's a closing bracket. We pop from the stack. Okay. Now this type of closing bracket and this type of opening bracket, they don't match. They are not of same type. So what we return is we return simply false. So that's the basic idea. Let's look at the code now. So here's the code. You are given a function is valid which takes string as the input and it returns a boolean value. So as I already said, we have to discard whenever there is a match. We have to discard that pair. So stack is a data structure which basically does that. So what we do is we have initialized stack. We iterate over the input string, and as I already told, if it's an opening bracket, we simply push that into the stack. Okay. If it is not a opening bracket, we that means it's a closing bracket. So we directly come to the else case. Else case, what we do is we have made this check if the stack is empty, we return false. Why we return false? Because let's say we came across this closing bracket and the stack is empty. Okay, so what it means is there is no opening bracket for any for this closing bracket, so it does not suffice our condition. So basically, it has to return false here. So that's why we are returning false here. Every closing bracket must have an opening bracket. That's the condition for validation. Now let's say came across a closing bracket here. So if it's a closing bracket, so the closing bracket of type this, then the peak of the stack is should be a same corresponding opening bracket. If that is the case, we pop the element. Same is the true for other condition as well. But if it's not the case, we simply return false, and we keep iterating over the input here. Once that is done, we came across this point, and we see if the stack is empty, that return true. Otherwise, we return false. So that's from the solution side. I hope you have followed the question and the solution. Do let me know if you want me to solve any other particular question.